Blood donations and transfusions save millions of lives across the world. However, due to transmissible infections such as HIV, great care needs to be taken in screening blood for transfusions. Of the 92 million annual donations, nearly half of those from low-income countries are not properly screened. Blood is collected locally, transported to labs, and screened by highly trained professionals, but poor accessibility, limited resources, and lack of trained staff can make basic screening impossible, particularly in rural areas. We need a simpler solution. In come synthetic biology and biochemical engineering. Using yeast as a host, we will engineer cells by getting into their DNA circuitry, putting in the tools we need. From a library of genetic parts, we can build a collection of strains for each or a combination of diseases. Our cells will produce the detectors and localize them where they are needed, on the membrane or secreted into the blood, to detect disease markers like antibodies. When mixed in blood, any interactions will produce an amplified visual response, such as a fluorescent protein. This is similar to how immunoassays work, but we want to put this into a live setting and have our yeast produce and amplify the signal on the spot. There are great advantages to using yeast. It can be inactivated, dried, and stored on a shelf for years, and just like using yeast for making bread or wine, the dried powder can be pulled off the shelf, put in water for 5 minutes, and be brought back to life. The best part is that they make themselves. We can produce as much as we need at any time just by leaving the yeast in a warm, sugary broth. Imagine a blood screening test for diagnosing and safer blood transfusions that's simpler than making bread. We're Drs. Andrew Willey and David McMillan from the University of Toronto, and we want to make this happen together. And with our partner, Dr. Marcia Roy from the University of the West Indies, we want to bring this idea to UWI's 16 locations across the region. All we need is your support to make this bold idea come to life, literally.